OJ over here from PlayerEssence, and welcome to the PE Nintendo Switch news video that I have here for you guys today. Before we get started, my daughter insisted that I show all of you guys that Chase is on the case, so I'm letting you guys know that I am on the case when it comes to gaming news. Now, I'm awkwardly moving on to the first topic here. So GameStop does have a new bundle when it comes to the Nintendo Switch that will be released on April 5th, 2017. You can actually pre-order this bundle at this point, and it's going to come with the Nintendo Switch Gray console, in addition to Super Bomberman R, Snipper Clips, a digital copy of the game, and The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, in addition to the expansion pass that comes with it. So you get all of those games, all of those digital content, all of that for $449.99. It's available for pre-order at this point. It all equates to about the same price. So, I mean, it does make sense. If you're looking to get a Nintendo Switch and you want all of those games, and you want the DLC and the Season Pass, you want to spend that much, you're going to be on the hook for around $500 something or a little bit more based on tax and all that, depending on where you live. But overall, I do think that it's a good deal, and if you did want all those games, might as well go ahead and pre-order that at this point if you haven't picked up a Nintendo Switch. So, personally, to me, these bundles are kind of like, I really don't like doing them where it forces you to get all of that stuff in order to, experience it to where you can't just like pick up the Switch and then pick up, Zelda, then pick up stuff at your own pace. But I mean, I understand why GameStop is doing these type of bundles because of how hot the Nintendo Switch is at this point, and they definitely want to milk a little bit more out of people. So I understand it. I just necessarily don't agree with everything that they're doing. But hey, we've got some more news on GameStop coming a little bit later. But moving on to the next article here, Famitsu, most wanted top 30. So I don't like to do these every single week because they do come out every week. So I like to take a little bit of time in between just so we can see some new titles filter in, and we've definitely got a lot of Nintendo Switch titles coming into the top 30 games. So I'm not going to go over the whole list. If you want to see everything, just make sure you check out the description below. I'll have it over there. But number 1 is Dragon Quest XI on the PS4, then Final Fantasy VII Remake, whenever that game is going to be coming out. Number 3 is Dragon Quest XI. Number 5 is Splatoon 2. Number 6 is Fire Emblem Echoes, Shadows of Valentia. Number 7, we have a Nintendo Switch game, another one, and that is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. And then in at number 9 is Super Mario Odyssey. Now moving down the list all the way to 16th, we do have Lady Layton, which I know a lot of you guys are looking forward to. The number 17, right in the middle here, we have Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Now, if you guys are wondering, not to cut this list off a little bit too early here, but if you guys are wondering what the Famitsu's Most Wanted is, basically users are polled that read Famitsu, the magazine, Japan online site. They are basically polled the users and said, hey, what are you looking forward to? And that's what they do here. A lot of these games I'm actually interested in, so that's why I'm reporting on it at this point. So number 17, like I said, is Xenoblade Chronicles 2. And then moving down, we do have another Nintendo Switch game, which is Dragon Quest XI. Now, it's down all the way at the bottom here, but I do think that's just because of the install base of the Nintendo Switch compared to the PS4 and Nintendo 3DS and how those versions were basically put out a lot earlier. I do expect Dragon Quest XI on Nintendo Switch to rise up when we get closer to the April 11th when we hear the announce date, and as far as the Nintendo Switch version, when we actually start seeing it. Now, we do have another Nintendo Switch game, and that is Fire Emblem Warriors at 26. So pretty freaking cool there. Fire Emblem Warriors is one of my most anticipated games. It's looking so good already. That first teaser trailer that they showed off with the extended gameplay already looked better than Hyrule Warriors by a good amount. It already looked like it runs smoother, and the graphics were much enhanced. So I'm really looking forward to Fire Emblem Warriors just because the lore of Fire Emblem and the amount of characters that you can have, and it just fits the Musou series so much better than Zelda. So for me, I'm really looking forward to that game. It's actually one of my most anticipated games for 2017. And then another Nintendo Switch game, we have ARMS in at 29th. And ARMS, obviously, that game is coming out sometime soon, I guess springish. So I'm thinking it's going to be out in May. And that game just looks so unique and fun. It's a really innovative type of idea. You have a one-on-one kind of behind-the-back punch-out style fighting game where you just freaking throw your arms with springs and different type of weapons attached. It's completely zany and wacky, just what you would expect from a Mario Kart developer. So it's kind of like a Mario Kart but with a fighting game. I'm not sure, but either way, it's looking good, and I can't wait to see more of it and actually pick it up once it comes out. Alright, and moving on to the last topic here, we do have GameStop, which is in a little bit of trouble. So they are set to close over 100 stores. CNN Money first reported this, that GameStop is set to lose 2 to 3% of its stores, so that means around 190 stores could close down. GameStop's CEO actually issued a statement on the matter, and here's what he had to say, quote, At the core of GameStop's issues, it's not selling enough video games. CEO Paul Raines said in a statement Thursday that the video game category was weak, particularly in the back half of 2016. That's because the biggest names in gaming, PlayStation maker Sony and Xbox maker Microsoft, haven't updated their consoles in a while, Rain said. That creates a lag in business for retailers like GameStop. So I have a couple things that I want to talk about this. Either he's blatantly lying or he's just trying to pull a fast one. Trying to pull a little quick fast one over investors or whoever he's talking to at this point. Because let's talk about this. I'll talk about why GameStop isn't selling enough games, but let's talk about this here because he says that they haven't updated in a while. So Microsoft and Sony, they both released revisions. So maybe he was thinking, oh, well, there wasn't brand new consoles to where like a whole new PlayStation 5. I can understand that. The Xbox One S and the PlayStation 4 Pro are not new consoles. They're not completely new. They are pretty much souped up or beefed up versions of the current existing consoles. So I'm guessing that he's meaning that there wasn't brand new consoles that are completely different with new types of software that's exclusive to that. I can understand that. But at the same time, you're sitting here and telling me that you're not selling enough games. Well, why aren't you selling enough games? There's a reason why you're not selling enough games, because you're not offering any incentive for people to go into GameStop. The power-up rewards stuff, that's stupid. It's obviously not as good as Amazon Prime. It's not as good as the Best Buy Gamers Club. It's just not. I had the power-up rewards card and I never used it because it was just, the rewards were not very good. You didn't earn points fast enough. It just wasn't a good program. So maybe this is what you should do, Mr. Ransdown. Look, I am not a CEO of your business. I do not know all the ins and outs. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff that I don't know. So I don't want to sit here and tell you, oh, you should do this, you should do this, you should do this, when I don't know the business fully. But I will say this, from the outside looking in, the reason why you're not selling enough games is because you have other programs that are destroying you. You have Amazon Prime, which that is, what is it, $99 a year, and you pretty much get the 20% off of brand new video games. You get free 2-day shipping, okay, and you get discounts on a bunch of other things. You get a whole video service for all of your tablets, smartphone devices, and all of that with Amazon Prime Video. I can watch my forensic files. There is so many more advantages for someone saying, why should I pay for Power Up Plus to buy my video games when I can just go to Amazon and have it delivered the day of the game coming out right to my mailbox. I don't even have to spend the gas to go out there and drive to get the game. And I get my 20% off. The games come out to $40-something at launch, and if it's cheaper, you get them for cheaper. Then you have Best Buy Gamers Club, which I switched over to. I used to be a power-up rewards person, and then I switched over to the Best Buy Gamers Club because for $30 a year, you get discounts. The same one as Amazon Prime. You get 20% off, plus you get the points, plus you get the discounts and all that stuff. So this is the reason why you're not selling games as much anymore. I guarantee you that Best Buy's game sales have went up because they have put in this Gamers Club that is beating yours. Now, in a lot of towns, especially where you have your GameStops, there are Best Buys. That's the thing. So for me, I actually have a GameStop right next to my house, and I drive to Best Buy to get my stuff. I go to Best Buy because of how much better the deals are. So you really need to look into that and see what you can do to revamp your rewards program, and you're going to have to start offering at least 15 to 20% off of new games with the purchase of a Power Up Rewards Pro card or whatever you guys do. You have to do that. If you don't do that, you're going to continue losing business and sales because you have people like me, you have other people on the internet that are telling other people, stop going to GameStop and buy your games at Best Buy Gamers Club, buy your games from Amazon, get your games at other places, because GameStop isn't offering anything of significant value. Like, they're just not offering anything. So for me, it doesn't really make sense to even shop at GameStop anymore because of how much better Best Buy is. And even from what I was seeing, Best Buy had a bigger launch line in my town than any of the GameStops. When it came to the Nintendo Switch, they had a massive line at the Best Buy. I know I've seen other YouTubers put out videos of their Best Buys with huge, massive lines, bigger than GameStop's. So you need to understand what's going on here. It's not because of Microsoft and Sony not releasing things or anything like that, or not enough good games or anything. Really what it is because your programs just aren't as good as Amazon Prime, and they're not as good as Best Buy Gamers Club. So you need to really rethink things, and hopefully you guys can put things together so you stop losing your stores. Alright guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and hit that like button if you did like it. Let you know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future, and subscribe to PlayerEssence for the latest news, reviews, discussions, and more. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you ninjas for the next video. Peace.